Welcome back, everyone. Toy Shiz here, and a very good morning to you today on this Superman Day. We're going to have a lot of McFarlane Toys Superman movie toys to talk about. And yes, there will be pre-orders to boot. My high hopes for this movie, as I am a James Gunn fan, although I will say I don't necessarily like everything that James Gunn has done. I just watched Brightburn for the first time the other day. Kind of dumb. Everyone who told me that was good, I don't know. I'm seriously doubting your taste in movies. But everything else, it kind of has like a give and take kind of thing with James Gunn movies. So fingers crossed, and again, this would be my highest of hopes, is that Superman is a good movie and it leads to a great cinematic universe where we can all have fun and look at cool toys, and that would just be ideal, right? In a perfect situation, a perfect world. But here we go. We'll see what happens in regards to these toys. So before we get started, as always, I will have affiliate pre-order links down in the description below. Thank you, as always, for using my links. They should be largely everywhere. Yes, Amazon, Entertainment Earth, GameStop, the usual. So pick your poison, choose where you like to buy, and we'll see how they all come in, right? Pre-orders have been kind of all over the place lately. First and foremost, we're going to be talking superpowers. Yes, the new Superman movie will be getting a superpowers line. The first one being, you guessed it, Superman. So this is the David Corn Sweat Superman, which I absolutely love saying the term, give you the corn sweats. It's corn sweats. I know, it just looks like it says corn sweats, but regardless, anyways, tangent, here's the new Superman from the Superpowers line. And overall, I'll say the head portrait looks pretty cool. The rest of the body, the costume, it's fine. It really is fine. And when you have that like Superpowers kind of retro look, it kind of takes you out of like, oh, you got to have this every little thing be perfection. I like the simplicity here, so this really doesn't bug me. But I'm totally thinking that for the head portrait, that might be good for just the regular comic book Superpowers Superman. So that remains to be seen if it would even fit or how you would get it off and everything else. But he does have the S on the back of the cape, so that's good. The new Superpowers will, of course, be retro card backs, and then you have that new little swish peeling back the Superman logo for the new movie. So through and through, I'm glad they didn't put all those extra lines. It's just Superman. The belt looks like kind of wonky with the loops and everything else, but overall, sure, that's a nice retro looking corn sweated Superman right there. Next up, we have Metamorpho, who apparently loves his board shorts. I don't know about this. Now, when you look at the DC Multiverse figure, it's a little bit better. I just don't think that this works. The larger shorts capacity on the smaller figure just kind of looks odd. Does Metamorpho look good? Yes. In fact, I really wish that they would have just done normal Metamorpho, not had the shorts and everything else. But you got to have shorts because he just has, briefs, something like that. No, yeah. They always got to make these changes, right? I'm not talking about McFarlane Toys. I'm talking about they're making what the movie is showing. But overall, yeah, I don't know. I don't think that this really works. It just looks like a guy, like he's going surfing, right? He's a guy surfer in Hawaii, something like that. The card art is very odd as well. It looks like a corpse over there in the corner. But there you go. You got the new Superpowers Metamorpho for the Superman movie line, followed by Mr. Terrific. This one looks pretty darn cool. In fact, I would say this could fit into your Superpowers normal comic book lineup. Yeah, there are a few movie changes here and there, but it says fair play on his arms, and I like the face and everything else. This, from what I've seen in the trailer, and I've been kind of trying to be like, kind of looking, but trying to keep it more for the actual movie, that kind of thing. From what I've seen of Mr. Terrific, I think he looks terrific. So there you go. I think that this is going to be fun. This will be a fun character to see, and hopefully they just do him justice. Hopefully you see these characters, they're building them up so much, like, oh, here's Guy Gardner and Metamorpho, Mr. Terrific, Hawk Girl, and everything else, or Hawk Woman, whatever they're going to call her. But yeah, hopefully you get some time to kind of marinate with these characters instead of just being like, we'll set this up. Like Lex Luthor's files from the Snyder thing, where he made like little logos, right? That kind of thing. So anyways, Mr. Terrific, Even it says terrific on the backside. That's pretty cool. Superpowers, card back, card art's cool. He's got the little T-spheres. That would have been cool to add some little T-spheres, right? Don't shy away from the T-spheres, McFarlane Toys. Next up, we have the very bowl-cutted Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner. And I'll say this, I'm stoked to see Guy Gardner in live action. Yes, I think he looked like he has that smarmy face. That's Guy Gardner, and I think that Nathan Fillion is really personifying that. So how it kind of goes in the movie remains to be seen. Yes, he has the costume. I believe that has to do with Maxwell Lord or something like that. But yeah, he's got the green and the black and the white, which the white is odd, but maybe he'll get his actual costume at some point. So here he is, all carded up, ready to go. What is with that artwork? I don't know about that. Also, an effect would have been nice. Some kind of Green Lantern effect for the ring. Come on, where are the accessories on these things? That would be, it's a movie line. You gotta go above and beyond for a movie line. Well, you gotta have a place to put all these figures. And take note of this, because there's two versions of this. So the standard version for this new Fortress of Solitude playset, which looks interesting. You got a couple plastic pieces, then you got a plastic base, and you got some cardboard going on. So at least there's a place to kind of put your figures, although there's really not much happening here. It's just kind of like, okay. The other half of this, though, would be, yes, it's very retro superpowers. We wouldn't be making these comparisons if this wasn't 2025. If this was the 80s, people would be jumping for joy right now. And I know a lot of superpowers collectors are probably going to be doing that. So I'm not going to knock this too much. It's just a little lackluster in that dimension, but sure. You see right here, it says figures sold separately because you got Superman and a robot. Just take note of that. So this particular Fortress of Solitude set is the standard version. As confusing as that may be, but at least Superman can sit in that little chair and he talks to his little robot pal, which is robot number 4. Hopefully there's not multiple robots, or else, yeah, it's going to drive everybody nuts. But the Fortress of Solitude, Superman's headquarters, standard look, we'll just say. There you go. So no figures included. Unless you want to go to Amazon. Amazon is going to have Superman's headquarters, which is the Fortress of Solitude, and it's going to have the usual, right? Everything you just saw, plus the number 4 robot. So that is the extra pack-in bonus. You get the robots that, well, you get one of them that fries him with the sunlight. Everyone had a big problem with that. Superman, just watch the movie, I guess. Everyone makes so many judgment calls. Oh, this looks terrible. It's just a trailer. Just watch the movie. When the movie comes out, then we can have some fun. Because it's always interesting when I do these movie toy-related videos, and I go, well, I have absolutely I'm just going off of images, and I'm just going off the trailer and everything else. There's not much to it. But it's when you see the movie and you go, oh, that doesn't work for me. Or you go, oh, heck yeah, that's really awesome. Context, right? That's really important when you see movies. But like I said, the number 4 robot, which so far I think is the coolest looking thing out of all the Superman toys we've looked at thus far. He's got a little cape to him. So Amazon gold label Fortress of Solitude with the robot. That's going to be going up. Again, as always, I'll have all the affiliate links down in the description below. Thanks for using my superpowers links. Yada, yada. Moving on, DC Multiverse, which probably why a lot of you are here, right? That's why I'm here. Superpowers, we'll say the movie line is okay, but I think DC Multiverse fans will probably get a kick out of what's coming for the Superman movie line. So first and foremost, we have the 12-inch statue. This might be right up a lot of people's alleys. Not mine. It's not for me, but I gotta say, it does look pretty cool. It doesn't move. It doesn't do anything. He has a bendy wire cape, in case of those that were wondering, so you get it all billowing in the wind. Yes, he's got the S on the back. That's one aspect that I do like, is that, at least for the movie, he has the S on the back of the cape. I think that's important. Here he is all boxed up, ready to go. Superman from the Superman movie, of which, yes, it's based off of Superman. Moving on, we have Metamorpho again. So I think that in the 7-inch line, you get a little bit more detail, you get a little more context. Why is he wearing shorts like that? It's part of the costume. So that works for me. I actually think, and I didn't know this when they showed the trailer, the first one, they have Metamorpho in it for like a split second. I go, who the heck is that? I just thought it was some alien or Brainiac or something like that. No, it's Metamorpho. I like the look that they got going on for him. I like the craggy skin. He's purple on one side, he's orange on the other. White, brown, that's Metamorpho. So looking forward to Metamorpho in the movie, and I'm looking forward to Metamorpho in action figure form here. So this will be one that I will be grabbing. The only thing is, we don't know exactly what he's going to do. I'm going to assume he has all the Metamorpho powers, but powers would be something awesome to pack in said box. You get 2 little hands and the trading card, which has some 28 years later corpse artwork going on. But with the texture and the paint and everything else, yes, I think that this Metamorpho does look pretty cool. Now, of course, you need a Superman, right? So this is the single edition release, standard edition release of Superman. And based off the costume, based off the look of the actor and everything else, sure. Do I think some of the proportions look kind of off? A little bit. It's a little bit off in like the chest area. We'll just say, yes, McFarlane Toys is still going to have the pins. No, they're not going to change the pins this late in the game. It's just not going to happen. Does it look like David Cornsweat? Yeah, I would say so. I think that that's a good actor likeness right there. He's got the cape, which is plastic cape, so that's that's the only thing. It's like, oh man, I really wish that would have been like a bendy wire cape. That would have been pretty cool. He just has hands. He doesn't have any powers. I'm going to be on this for the rest of the time being, just FYI. Why don't these characters have powers? They just sit there on the shelf. Well, Marvel Legends here. Marvel Legends just started doing more powers. But here he is, all boxed up, ready to go with his 2 little flying hands. Superman from Superman. But that's not the only Superman. Take a shot every time I say Superman in this video. There is going to be the Deluxe Theatrical Edition, which is basically the collector's edition packaging. So in that vein, right? Collector's edition Superman. He'll come with more stuff, thankfully. That's pretty cool. He does come with Krypto. Krypto doesn't look to move or do anything. He looks like he has a little cloth cape to him, but no movements in the arms and legs. Perhaps once we have the figure in hand, perhaps we can move him around, do something. But this Superman has the cloth cape, just FYI. So this to me is a lot more ideal, plus everything else in the box. But if you want a more basic one, that's fine. Just get the single release. This also comes with multiple, and this is kind of funny, the face plates, but how they're angled because of his hair is kind of hilarious to me. So again, he's got a fisted hand, 1 open hand, and Superman needs 2 fists. It's like, why? Like, what's he holding in that hand? Thankfully, he doesn't have a trigger finger. That's all I'm going to say. Again, it's got the S on the back. Krypto even has the S on the back. Multiple faceplates. You get 4 in totality. You got the 2 hands, which a fisted hand would have been nice to have 2 when fighting things, like maybe the next figure coming up, right? Something like that. This is weird. So the faceplates, the first and the third, there really looks like there's no difference between them. That's an odd choice. Perhaps that'll change once we have it in hand. And then right in the middle, you have his laser heat vision, which is starting to go off. But see what I mean? Like some kind of lasers coming out, something that kind of give it a little bit more chutzpah, you know? Something like that. The standard faceplate is just kind of like, okay, there you go. So through and through, you got Krypto at least. He's not going to move around. He's cute. He's cuddly. He's adorable. There you go. There's Krypto. Hopefully he'll take Superman home or whatever's going on in that trailer. All boxed up, ready to go. Superman and Krypto. And yes, before we move on to the next figure, there is a Lex Luthor. It was leaked. There are other figures. We'll talk about those more later, but there's more coming. So just stay tuned for that. But the big Mamma Jamma mega figure is going to be the Kaiju. And I know a lot of people online have had a real problem with that name, saying, well, it's a Japanese term and yada yada. We're American people. We just say stuff because we think it's cool. That's really where we're at this point. Like, oh, there's a monster. Well, I heard the Japanese called Godzilla a kaiju. Let's call this a kaiju. Who cares? Monster right there on the box. So this is interesting. It's an interesting sculpt. It's kind of like old school McFarlane because if you notice, there doesn't appear to be too much articulation on this guy, just FYI. Like, little to none, maybe at the waist and the arms, because those legs ain't moving, perhaps at the head. It's an interesting sculpt, but a mega figure with no articulation, how does that work when you want to have these things doing battle with Superman and the other Justice Leaguers, right? That's kind of like, that's a missed opportunity. McFarlane Toys right there. Can't say that I'm behind all that if you're going to be charging a higher price point, which I'm going to assume for the mega figures. This really ain't it. So while it has a great sculpt, a great paint, it's creepy looking. Those like bug eye, fish eye things is definitely unsettling. But yeah, no articulation. That's an interesting choice. I can't really say go out and grab this immediately. If anything, it's just a statue on your shelf. So yeah, that's a little bit disappointing, that's for sure. This is a sculpt and everything aside, right? You go like, okay, that's cool. I know it's just gonna sit on your shelf, but see, that's where the price points come in, and it's like, it's a character I don't really know. I gotta wait for the movie. Is it gonna be cool? Is it gonna be something I like? All those questions come into play when you're gonna buy stuff, so just keep that in mind when you are pre-ordering. So if you want the Superman Kaiju, I'll put the links down in the description below. Heck, even on the box, I'm hoping that the mouth opens. No, even the artwork on the box is a mouth. That's something. I just don't know anymore. So that's going to wrap it up for my quick look at some of the newest offerings for the upcoming James Gunn Superman film. Again, I am looking forward to the film. Fingers crossed. I'm not going to get my hopes up too high. Just want a good movie, a good Superman movie that's free of crystals and Brando and all the other weird stuff of rotating the earth. You know what I'm talking about. Go watch my Superman movie for Christopher Reeves and everything else. So as always, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. The links are down in the description below. If you want any of these things, they go up at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon East, depending on when you see this video. But regardless, we'll all have some fun with a Superman. So I'll leave you guys with that. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.